Hello my dudes, welcome back to the second channel. There's a long running list of things that Gen Z apparently cannot do, and today I want to talk about the accusation that Gen Z cannot dress. The main issue is, allegedly, everyone's going out outfit is just a black top and jeans. Groundbreaking. Hey guys, mind if I wear jeans and a black top? Jeans and a black top. Get this, a black top with light wash jeans. I'm kind of feeling it. I do actually wear this outfit a lot, so sue me. Even more specifically, if the girlies are out on the town, they are wearing black top, light wash jeans, in like a straight or wide-ish leg, probably a black leather jacket as well, and most likely a white sneaker. This is also known as the Boston uniform, but apparently you can find it at every college, every bar, everywhere where you find students or other young people. And this is a problem, okay? Problematic. Important to note, these accusations specifically regarding this combination, they started like in 2024. So this might be old news. You might be saying, nobody's wearing that outfit anymore. It's summer 2026. Okay, we'll get into that. But this video is generally gonna start off with the black top and jeans. And it's really more about this idea of outfit uniforms, girl uniforms, the homogeneity in style, and what it means. Except we're gonna keep it light and fun, you know? POV, every girl walking into a bar in Boston thinking they are something special, only to realize everyone there is wearing the same outfit.
Why is the official white girl uniform black leather jacket, blue jeans, Air Force? You'll see a group of 10 white girls and it's leather jacket, jeans, leather jacket, jeans, leather jacket, jeans.
And that is an important point to note. It's not just that this is a common outfit, it's specifically the phenomenon of witnessing a group of girls all together or like a group at a party, whatever, wearing this outfit, looking like there was a dress code. Of course, the New York Post has written extensively about this. Viral photo of Gen Z women sparks intense fashion debate. Doesn't know how to dress. Again, add this to the list of things that young people are doing wrong. They're matching, and we're sick of it.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I do find this phenomenon very interesting, even though it's definitely not new. Obviously, throughout modern history, you can find examples of girls, women wearing similar outfits as their friends. It makes sense that like when you're getting ready or you're going out somewhere, you're asking like, hey, what are we wearing? What's the vibe? And there's the concept of twinning. Friends who spend a lot of time together, influence each other, probably shop at similar places. Then of course you have trends, which we all subconsciously or consciously absorb, especially if you're looking at Pinterest. It makes sense that a lot of people would end up getting the same inspiration and then therefore wearing similar outfits. So to be very clear right off the bat, this is not actually just a Gen Z problem, if it is a problem at all. It's funny because this exact outfit has also been called the millennial uniform. So what is it? There's a slight distinction because the millennial formula favors a black bodysuit. You can tell it's a bodysuit. It's a little more fitted and like maybe the jeans are a little tighter fitting, higher waist, but it's the same general thing, right? So I have so many questions. Like, first of all, why is this outfit combination so appealing? Clearly it is. Clearly there's something so comforting about it. When you're getting ready to go to something, whether it's like a casual house party or you're going out with the girlies, you're going to the bars, tight-fitting black top and some light wash jeans. These commenters wrote things like, it works on every single person, the best combo. And yeah, it seems to be a pretty flattering silhouette. Of course, black is considered like a slimming color, blah, blah, blah. This is my I don't know what to wear outfit. Yeah, it's a pretty safe option. That's the thing. If you wear it, nobody's gonna look at you and think you're a freak. Ironically, until perhaps you and 20 other women walk in wearing the exact same thing, then there might be questions. And I've been questioning this myself. I'm like, again, what is the appeal other than the fact that like it's a basic, simple outfit? It's very straightforward. It's easy to put together. I'm like, am I an individual or am I just a sheep? How did we all independently come to this conclusion that a tight-fitting black top and light wash jeans is the perfect outfit or a go-to or an easy whatever staple? I was thinking about this last night and I genuinely was like, well, no, I really love light wash jeans. Like, this is a personal thing to me. It's like, none of this is our own individual choice. You think you have any freedom in the world of fashion? You think any of this is your own decision? Silly. I do definitely want to give Gen Z credit though for the fact that they wear comfortable shoes when they go out, okay? Because a lot of previous generations have wrecked their feet. They got so many injuries from wearing some rough shoes. I actually ended up getting a really bad ingrown toenail recently because I was wearing shoes that were too small because my feet grew after pregnancy. But I was able to get that issue fixed quickly thanks to today's sponsor, Zocdoc. Zocdoc. Trying to find doctors that are in network for your insurance is so stressful. I don't know why insurance companies seem to have the worst websites and search tools, but Zocdoc is free to use and makes it extremely easy, whether you're trying to book preventative care, annual exams, or even a little trip to the podiatrist. I'm a huge Zocdoc fan. I've been using them for years. Just input your insurance and right away you can see which doctors are close by, view the soonest available appointments, then click and book instantly. Most of the time I've been seen within a day or two, sometimes even same day. Recently I found a dermatologist for my annual skin exam. I always check reviews when I'm picking a new doctor, so I was very reassured to see people say things like, "This doctor's really friendly, she has great bedside manner." And guess what? The appointment ended up being quick and easy, and my doctor was really great. She was super sweet, she made me feel super comfortable doing the whole exam, checking my entire body, and we're both parents, so we pretty much ended up just chatting about our kids the whole time. Highly recommend. I know it's not always easy to get healthcare in this country, but if you've had a concern or you're overdue for your checkups, please make those appointments if you can. Click my link in the description or go to zocdoc.com/TiffanyFergusonVlogs. Thanks so much to Zocdoc for sponsoring this video and helping us take better care of our health. But yes, I just have to emphasize that every age group or every era, every generation has done this to some extent or still does this. The concept of either groups of friends or groups of people living in the same place at the same time, like dressing similarly, having similar influences, very normal. That's culture, baby. This outfit and similar, combinations, they go back even further than millennials. Here's an example of the girlies on Full House, rocking up in the same outfit. A black crop top, but still.
I know we're not out here talking smack about black t-shirts and jeans, or black tops and jeans.
It's simple. It's a classic. Many people have worn this combination for a long time, all right? But aside from this, there are other historical millennial examples that many people have pointed out, such as the inexplicable Han Solo outfit. I don't think I actually witnessed this a lot growing up in California on the West Coast. I guess it wasn't that cold, but this is like, yeah, long sleeve shirt with a vest to stay warm and like the riding boots. Hilarious. The fact that I've never heard it called Han Solo until starting this video, and it's very accurate. We have other classic hits like Christian Girl Autumn. In specific locations, you would see all the girlies dressing like this. Again, it's their individual taste. How crazy that everyone decided to put on the exact same thing and style their hair the exact same way. We are all very unique. Going even further back, like skinny jeans and a specific sneaker, maybe a Superstar. Classic, it hits. It works for everybody. Going even wider, obviously you get to the concept of like the basic white girl in general. She wears leggings and Uggs and she's drinking a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. We collectively have long been fascinated by this specific type of girl who is, again, mostly white. These basic girls who all seem to enjoy the exact same basic things. Don't they realize how popular and overdone those things are? But it's like, no, that is the appeal. And this could be its own video altogether, like diving into the psychology of basicness. But it's like, this type of girl is often proudly basic. She knows she's basic and she owns it. She likes popular things. She enjoys having friends who also enjoy those things. And also those things are popular for a reason because they clearly have mass appeal. A lot of people like them, But eventually you reach that tipping point where something is too popular, it's too basic, and then all of a sudden people turn on it and act like they never liked it and it's way overdone. I also want to mention that boys and men dress the same as well. So often. If anything, they dress way more similarly because male fashion tends to be a lot less varied. There aren't as many like options and accessories and stuff. Currently, we see a lot of like Gen Z mullet kind of styles, and obviously they're wearing similar clothes because they too are influenced by the culture, trends. Maybe they're on Pinterest, I don't know. We've seen pastel frat boys, terrifying, rocking khaki shorts and boat shoes. There's probably a whole layer of this that specifically involves Greek life, which I don't have time to dig into today, but like, it's definitely gotta be a big element because it's like, hello, here are these groups, these friendship groups, fraternities, sororities that you join specifically for the networking, for the friendship, for the lifelong connections. And yeah, the whole point is finding your people who are like you, who have similar goals and interests and style. And then you assimilate further and further into the group until you get this like massive blob of AKO or something. No offense, AKO. I can't think of any other sororities right now. Alpha Phi. I think I'm gonna have to do a video on Bama Rush. It's coming up every summer. It sneaks up on me, but I'm so excited. So yeah, the group psychology. What is it about being in a big group of people, feeling accepted, and physically looking similar, or at least wearing similar clothing? There is something comforting, satisfying, safe in that. Well, because you literally fit in, and that's what a lot of people desire. They want to fit in, they want to blend in, they want to know that they're wearing the right thing, and if everyone's wearing the same thing, then you know you're right in this context. So finally, we got all that out of the way. This is normal human behavior, but I still do kind of have beef with the black top and light jeans homogeneity, okay? Obviously, as an outfit, I don't think there's anything wrong with this, and I do rock this outfit as well. But when everyone is wearing it, that's when I get a little scared, a little suspicious. What's going on, and where's the variety?
When did all the girls start dressing exactly alike? Like, I know there's such a thing as a trend. As a millennial, like, yeah, we all wore blazers to the club and bauble necklaces, but like, it's giving uniform. Last night I was sitting at a bar and I saw 10 girls, a gaggle of girls walk in together, and they looked identical. Hey, yeah, black tops, exact same cut of jeans, exact same fur jacket. And I live in New York. What's going on?
First of all, it used to be considered embarrassing to wear the same thing. I don't know if this is still true for younger folks, let me know. But like, if you showed up to a party and another girl was wearing the exact same outfit or even like the exact same shirt, oh my God, mortifying. I remember I wore this dress to winter formal one year and we were out taking pictures before the dance, and across the way I see another girl in the same dress and I'm like, oh my God, I failed. I failed to be unique and special and secure this one dress even though I bought it in a store at a nearby mall. Somehow I expected that I would be unique and flawless and nobody could ever buy that same item because I am different. Right? I mean, maybe it's possible that current young people, whether they're Gen Alpha or Gen Z, whatever, maybe they have less of an individuality complex. Me, at least when I was a teenager, massive individuality complex. My God, I wanted to be so different. Sometimes very not like other girls. I've talked about it. I'll admit it. So maybe there's less of that. And maybe that's healthy, you know? Maybe younger people these days are fine with like being the same and owning it. I loved this TikTok. When you show up to the function wearing the same outfit as a baby. Now this cracked me up. Sometimes I dress my daughter and I'm like, you know what, that is a cute look. Can I pull it off? I don't know. But anyway, back to my point. Yeah, it's like, okay, I get that black top and jeans, easy, but I'm like, can we insert a little bit of individuality, a little bit of originality? Like even just wearing different colors, wearing your signature shoes, like something, you know? Like why does it have to be a black top? Can't we wear other colors? I know black is flattering on everyone. Everyone loves black. Other colors as well. I'm literally like, so many other colors exist, you guys, and it's okay. Personally, I'm a big fan of, I feel like I'm always buying green. Maybe that's another millennial thing. Oh no. I like an army green, I like a forest green, I like a sage green, whatever. I also love yellows and oranges. I like rocking like a baby blue occasionally. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, as a going out outfit, I guess like black is nighttime. So any other colors feel too daytime? They don't fit the mood? I don't know. It's interesting. Or like, again, I'm like, nobody's rocking a striped sweater. Oh, come on. Put on a turtleneck. Or maybe that's just me and my massive turtleneck collection. But even then I'm like, jeans, like other washes of jeans, other cuts of jeans, other like interesting pants. I don't know, a corduroy, a really uncomfortable pair of pleather pants that you took a risk on and you're gonna regret the second you step out of the door. Shoes. You could wear a whole variety of shoes instead of like the sneaker of the moment. What's your signature shoe? I love a loafer. I will always love a dock. I love a chunky shoe, platform, always. I have been wanting to buy bowling shoes and wear them as fashion for literally over a decade. It's like been in the back of my mind. I'm like, where can I acquire some bowling shoes? Should I do that? Probably not. Do I want to? Yeah. Maybe I'll do it just to spite you, just to prove my point. I'm gonna order some bowling shoes on eBay right now and I'm gonna wear them out. It's gonna be part of my going out fit. Okay? Because life is fun and we should be spicing it up just a little bit, please.
See now, I've noticed that like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like they all dress exactly the same. Like I also saw a group of girls getting off the train and they were all wearing the exact same jeans and Adenola hoodies in different colours with the exact same trainers.
A lot of people have theorized about this like younger person, Gen Z, like fear of cringe, fear of standing out. You don't possibly want to look different in any way because what if somebody makes fun of you or something? And again, if you're in that age group, please let me know if this rings true for you or your experience, but like that does seem to be true from what I've seen of the young people lately. I'm sure it's not true for everybody. Again, a generation's a very big group, but I have seen this with my own eyes. A lot of people have shared anecdotes of like, You know, you're out, you see the middle schoolers, high schoolers walking around, and very often they are in like strikingly similar outfits, which may be typical for teenagers because teenagers like to fit in. But again, it's like, it's the detail, it's the specificity, it's the fact that it's literally the exact same color, exact same jacket, exact same shoes. Of course, we had trendy things when I was like a teenager or in high school, but like, we did have some variety. You'd be wearing Vans, you'd be wearing Converse, you'd be wearing 7 jeans or True Religions. There was choice. And to change things up doesn't even have to be that dramatic, like this TikTok. Just a few Boston girls versus the Boston uniform. You might see this and be like, how do they not look like basic girls? But it's like, oh look, she's wearing like a different kind of top with an open back, with some color, some pink. They're wearing darker wash jeans and a different kind of top. And it's like, again, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's fine, you don't have to. But it's like, yeah, even just wearing a slightly different top that you like, wearing whatever jeans you like, that's fine, that's cool, rock on.
For once, everyone seemed to get the same memo.
Oh my gosh, are we all wearing the exact same jeans?
Well, yes.
And even this is an ad, but they're like, wow, we're all wearing the same jeans, and yet they created 4 very different looks. And like, that's the point. Like, certain items or staples or pieces can be trendy, but you can style them in very different ways. And that's where like playing around with fashion comes in. And to me, like that's where it would be more fun and more interesting. Not that every time you step out of the house, you need to be like changing the game and representing your personal style perfectly. But again, it's like, we can have variety. We can enjoy trends. We can even all have the same pair of pants. It could be a sisterhood of traveling pants per se, and you can still all end up with different looks. Continuing on, other than just the black top and jeans. Every time I say black top now, I am thinking of like black top, like an elementary school playground. Black top and jeans. There are many other uniforms or go-to outfit combinations. And again, that is fine. It helps to make getting dressed easier. I've seen a lot of people share these tips on like TikTok and everything. They're like, hey, if you're ever stuck on like how to dress, like here's a combination, small top, big pants, big top, small pants, like, you know, whatever. And those can be fun ways of like looking at your closet and being like, okay, cool, maybe I can try something different. I can like create different combinations. But again, what I really wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that it seems so eerie. It seems so disconcerting to witness a large group of girls or people, whoever, wearing the same thing. When again, there is not an actual literal dress code, or like these are not work uniforms. These are people in their everyday lives, in their free time, somehow unanimously deciding to wear the same thing on the street in public. Again, how does this happen? It is so fascinating to me. I'm really trying to like unpack live. I'm like, why am I so bothered by this? What weirds me out? Again, I think it goes back to my individuality complex. I'm just like, it just seems too same. This idea of like being clones with your friends. Something about it is a little creepy to me. A little.
Tell me why all the girlies, and they're like 90% of them, why do they look like this? Exact clones of each other. It was the same wash of jeans. They were all wearing sambas. And they all had like a black cami or a black tank top. And if it wasn't black, it was gray. It weirded me out. I didn't want to take a video. I didn't want to... I know this is an old conversation, but seeing it in person.
Maybe it's a little bit of uncanny valley somehow. Like you walk into a space, you're going around town, you're in a neighborhood or a shop, all of a sudden you look around and everyone's wearing the same thing. And you're like, what did I just enter? Oh, sorry, is this a private event? Is this a themed dress up night? Did I literally miss the memo? And it's like, no. These are just girlies living their truth, and somehow their truth is exactly the same. And again, I'm saying that as a white woman who used to be a lot blonder than this. Being white is an important element of this. Again, I think it goes back to the basic white girl, and it's still very common. It's very typical. These groups tend to be largely white. Also usually thin, often rich, especially when you're talking about like influencer groups. So if I, as a fellow white girly, feel kind of weird about it, I can only imagine how people of color feel when they're in these spaces or even pass by. It can be weird. It can feel maybe not very inclusive or blatantly exclusive. So now I want to touch on conformity and conservatism, because a lot of people have made the point that like, maybe this trend, this broader trend toward more conservative fashion has something to do with politics, has something to do with what's going on in the world. Interesting that everyone seems to be deciding, again, independently, that we all want to dress maybe a little more modestly, or we want to tone down the colors we wear. We just want to wear black and basics. It's like, fashion is political, of course. And again, like obviously on the surface, wearing basics is easy. that makes sense. A lot of people say, like, what is the problem with like this outfit? It's comfortable, it's accessible, and some women do want to dress more modestly. Is that a problem? Oh.
That outfit is aging you. 9 times out of 10, it's just a girl not sexualizing herself.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys actually legitimately are just dressing incredibly fucking boring. And you don't have to. You can be covered head to toe and wear something interesting. Stop being dense. You know that you are choosing to dress like you're going to a Young Republicans conference. Enough of this.
This outfit or this formula feels safe and comfortable. Why? Because the world doesn't feel very safe right now. A lot of people are seeking that comfort and that safety in conformity. It's less risky to blend in, to make sure you're not standing out. It is also true that for some people, especially depending on where they live, their community, if you deviate from the norms, the fashion norms, people will call you out.
I went to NoahCon yesterday and this is what I wore. And before I actually went to the concert, I went to a liquor store in Southie just to get a Red Bull. And I'm in line waiting. And the guy goes, cowboy boots in Boston? And the guy behind the counter, mind you, I have not said anything about where I'm going, where I'm headed. The guy behind the counter goes, she's going to the NoahCon concert. Owning Fenway this week, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It was just the back and forth was the perfect pregame. And it also just really reconfirms to me that they do not let you deviate from the Boston uniform, okay? Anything even slightly outside the norm, you're gonna be in line hearing cowboy boots in Boston.
Even if you're wearing like something like just vaguely, slightly different. I saw a girlie wearing like some kind of a little faux fur coat. Faux fur coat, nice. Faux fur coat, and people were looking at her like she was literally insane. And it's like, again, that's nothing.
As a Boston girl, born and raised, I keep seeing posts that say Boston is servophobic, meaning there's a specific uniform, and if you're somebody who serves looks, you know, people kind of look at you, and I'm like, I fear that only applies to the white people. And it just goes to show that there really is this like idea that Boston doesn't have black people. All the black queens that live in Boston, personally, I've seen them serve, and we all look different. We all have different styles. We all shop in different places.
In this section, I knew I had to mention this article. It went pretty viral. Anytime I say viral now, I'm like rolling my eyes. The viral article about what it's like to be a West Village girl. This is by Brock Collier, by the way. This piece is fascinating. It is about this current group of young women living in the West Village in New York who believe that this is like the best neighborhood. It's their playground. It's the place to be if you are especially thin, white, rich. You're a post-grad, you're trying to just like be single, be free, have fun, and find your girlies who you can like go to Pilates, get a matcha, go to dinner, get drinks with. Which like, okay, fun. Like a lot of people want to live that kind of life, especially moving to New York City. You're like, oh, I want to like live the dream. But the interesting thing about this specific group of girls, and a lot of them like are influencers or end up being influencers, the surprising thing again is the conformity. It's people visiting the West Village and like seeing these groups of girls everywhere, whether it's like, you know, 10 friends running by or having dinner or in line waiting for the next trendy thing or froyo or whatever. The conformity. Why do all these girls seem to look the same? Why is everyone wearing the exact same outfits and they're ordering the exact same drinks and they're all going to the exact same places? They buy their clothes from the exact same shops. And it seems to be like a neighborhood-wide phenomenon. So part of the piece is like other locals or people who have lived in the West Village for decades being like, oh, like this new group of girls is like ruining the neighborhood, classic, and questioning like whether that's really true or is that just the nature of like, especially city living. There's always people coming in and out and neighborhoods change because people change them and people get influenced by the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. This one influencer said, there's a cult mentality to the neighborhood. It's true that many of the young women passing by the bar looked like her clones. They moved through the neighborhood in packs, wearing the local uniform, a white tank, light wash jeans, and sambas, an iced matcha latte in hand, and hair slicked back into a tight ponytail. It was chilly, so several of them were also wearing Aritzia Super Puffs, as she was, in the color matte pearl. McKeon said, I feel like everyone else here in some way. That's the point of it, I guess. And this is what I found so interesting. Like, this specific group of people moving to this neighborhood right now, they're doing it because they want to be part of like the entire neighborhood experience, doing the exact same things, looking the same, having friends who are all same. And that's what they love. That's what they want. It literally reminds reminds me of Squidward like moving to Squidward Town and everyone just and it's like, just as in that SpongeBob episode, when you live somewhere perfect and flawless and everyone loves the same things as you and everyone is the same, do you get sick of it eventually? Does it lose its luster? Does it start to feel a little creepy at one point? Does it feel a little culty? The West Village was glutted with girlies. If I hadn't spent so much time there recently, I might have been shocked to pass 3 stoops in a row, all occupied by young women staging photo shoots. One woman said, "Everyone's so attractive. It's electric on the weekends. Plus, we're all the same. We're all doing the same thing. It's not a bad thing. It's community." That is just so fascinating to me. On one hand, I get it. It makes sense. Again, people desire to have friends that are at least like somewhat similar to them. But I do think, again, it's the degree to which everything is so same. Do I want my entire friend group to be the same? We are all obsessed with the same things. Pilates, matcha, shopping, Aperol spritzes. That's where personally I'd like to think I'd be like, no. I've never lived in that situation. I've never had my entire friend group be the exact same, let alone like my entire neighborhood. So it's a very strange example, which is why that article is so fascinating. And that is kind of a microcosm of like New York City influencer culture as a whole. And like, but then we're all being influenced by influencer culture. So I guess that's how you reach a point where we're all wearing the exact same outfits and we think that we thought of it ourselves, I guess, or that it just feels the most like us.
I just see so many people wearing identical outfits to like things I've seen on like Pinterest. When I went to Paris, I could clearly tell that all of the girls who were getting off the flight had been on Pinterest and had been typing in like Paris fashion or Paris outfits, because I saw like variations of the same outfit. And like, yes, I know we all shop in the same shops, we're all influenced by the same sort of people, but like if I can give you any advice, it would be like, put a personal spin on it. It's a gift to be able to have something about you which is like unique. It's a gift to be different to everyone else. Like, who wants to be the same? I just find it mind-blowing.
But going back to conformity and conservatism, the more that we conform as individuals and we create these, you know, really tight-knit, identical groups of sameness, we are reinforcing those strict standards and we're making it harder for other people to do something different, to stand out, because they're gonna feel that much more social pressure. If nobody is going beyond the norms, we all get tighter and tighter and tighter into this very tiny concept of like what is normal or acceptable.
Whether you like it or not, there is a direct correlation between how people talk about more colorful fashion and its association with being lower quality, lower class, trashy, and how they view and perceive more colorful people in communities, i.e. the global south, i.e. non-Western countries. And this sentiment directly translates to how people talk about and even think about these communities on a global stage.
Again, even though we think our fashion choices are just individual and that we're not that impacted by, you know, the larger culture, we are. And we're definitely impacted even subconsciously by these ideas of like classism, racism, and how all of that ties up into our fashion, our style, how we present ourselves.
Personal stylist, I talk to my clients all the time about how what they wear conveys something about their views and opinions before they even talk. Because if that message doesn't align with your values, you need to have a real genuine conversation with yourself of whether or not this is an aesthetic you genuinely enjoy, or if you're actually just being brainwashed into more conservative, anti-Black politic.
That point she made about like, does the way you dress imply maybe different values than you have? That's where I've always joked about like my Mormon mommy vlogger phases, because I would always be like wearing those kind of prairie dresses. I tried them from Newly and I liked them. Like they felt nice. I liked the shape of them, but I was like, I'm giving off Mormon mommy. I don't genuinely want to look like a conservative Mormon mother, especially now that I am a mom. And I've been thinking a lot about other ways that I can wear some clothes that like feel more me, in the sense of feeling like they convey my values more. But then it's kind of interesting, because then it's like, oh, do we think that you have to dress a certain way to look? Do you have to dress a certain way to look like a leftist? Or do you have to dress a certain way to signal to everyone that you're a good, caring person who believes in human rights? It's like, it's tough, because I feel like people should be able to dress however they like and in the ways that make them feel comfortable. But at the same time, again, fashion is political, and we do tend to see, with massive generalizations, we do tend to see like, you could look at somebody and probably pretty accurately guess kind of where they land. And you can signal with other things like, you know, your type of haircut, if you have bangs, if you have a lot of piercings, if you have tattoos, like those can all also contribute to your vibe and what you may be signaling to other people and what they may be able to infer about you. It might not be completely accurate, but you know, it makes sense. Again, people tend to visually fall in line, or maybe they feel more drawn to certain aesthetics that seem aligned with their interests and their beliefs. Again, I'm like, this is why I need to get a tattoo. Maybe I'll get one by my 31st birthday later this year. We'll see. Because having a tattoo will magically signal to everyone that like, I'm cool. Look at this. Inked. One of one. I'm not like those other, I'm not a Mormon mommy, just so you know. I do in fact have a 2-inch fine line tattoo. You know what that means.
This is gonna be a really unpopular opinion.
I don't want to listen to a man, but let's hear it.
Right now, a lot of people are shitting on the Boston uniform that girls wear when they go out in like Saudi. I personally think that shit rocks. All right, I love the modest look. I love the black top with the leather jacket and some jeans and some heels. Like, that shit's fire. Like, why are we shitting on that? That's a nice, modest look.
I'm like, okay, you're allowed to say you like the look, but the fact that he has emphasized modest multiple times, I'm like, as soon as a man starts talking about what he thinks women should wear, shut up.
Why are we promoting, like, I don't want tits out. I don't want pussy and tits out. Ew, I don't want to see that at the bar. I want, like, a nice, pretty woman to approach me just looking not degenerate and scandalous. Like, why are we shitting on this? I fuck with this.
I'm like, don't try to tell women anything ever. Shut your mouth. This man is gonna tell you how to dress. This man's gonna let you know what he likes. Oh, we care, sir. I can't even get into this. I could spend an hour ranting about this.
To all my girlies out there, if you're feeling self-conscious next time you go to Lincoln, I'm telling you, keep that shit on and wear that shit with pride.
It literally is making me sick to my stomach to think that some girls will watch this and be like, oh, like this guy likes what I'm delivering. He likes my outfit. He approves. Ugh. You don't need this man's approval. Don't let his weird, sexist, backhanded compliment absorb into your psyche in any way. Okay, girly? Wear whatever you want. Wear the Boston uniform because you want to, not because this man approves. But again, that's the thing, and that's why a lot of people are trying to fight against the urge to like wear basics and keep it simple, and like as you get older, maybe I should just wear like more, you know, low-key clothes. No. Men like this are the reason where I'm like, actually no, I'm gonna start wearing mini dresses covered in sequins with go-go boots to Trader Joe's, because I don't want that type of person's approval. Literally reminds me of those like YouTube videos back in the day of guys being like what guys look for in girls, like Nash Grier nonsense. You don't get to speak about us. Stop it. And finally, final thoughts. Ultimately, there's nothing wrong with wearing a black top and jeans. That's okay. If you want to wear basics, you want to wear staples, you want to wear like a girl uniform, a woman uniform, rock on. But if part of you when you're getting dressed in these basic go-to outfits is like, meh, is this like maybe a little too safe, or you know, it's not feeling too exciting, it's not feeling too fun, not expressive, you are allowed to experiment. It is okay if you wear a different colored top. Of course, there are a lot of like larger societal factors that are also coming into play into why people are wearing these certain things. Obviously, like the fashion industry itself, whatever trends they decide are gonna happen or they're gonna buy into, what actual options are available for people to shop. Because as often as we say like, oh, you should thrift, you should do this, like most people are just buying fast fashion, they're buying from the high street, they're going to the mall, they're shopping on Shein. So like whatever is accessible to them at an affordable price point, which like all clothing has gotten so much more expensive, so it's hard to even find something decently priced. And if it is cheap, it's very unethically made most likely. So yeah, like how much choice do we really have as consumers if like we're not the ones dictating the trends or like designing what's in the stores? If all the stores are offering us the same boring shit, then that's what people are going to be buying a lot of, because that's what's out there. But just because you're trying to avoid trends and like micro trends doesn't mean that everything you own has to be like painfully basic and like boring. Like you can still have some life, you can still have personality, you can still have prints that you really enjoy. Things do not all have to be perfectly neutral and go together like a capsule wardrobe, you know? Lastly, like again, a lot of people are like, hey, just can't afford new clothes. Totally get that. Nor does like buying new clothes need to be your priority. But again, if you are shopping, if thrifting is an option for you, I still stand by the fact that secondhand shopping is the best way to get like really cool, really unique stuff. It might require digging. I am still a huge fan of eBay. Absolutely love eBay. I used to buy the weirdest fun shit in high school when I was like, I wore an 80s dress to prom. I bought another vintage like 90s dress for another dance the next year. I just bought like a bunch of weird like extra funky shit. But I had so much fun wearing something like a little weird. And like I was very like aware that it was like out there, but that was part of the appeal for me. It made getting dressed really fun, and it felt like me in the sense of like, I'm Tiffany and I like to wear something unexpected. Woo! And now like that so doesn't feel like me anymore. It doesn't feel like the clothes I've been buying, and I actually want to move back in that direction. I want to stop like leaning on the basics so hard, especially as a mom. Again, it's like it's easy to like not put any effort into my outfits most days, but if I can start buying some weird shit, if I can start thrifting again, going back on eBay. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it does require a hunt. And this is again where Lena Norms is a great example of like, look out for something for a long time until you find the perfect piece, and then you can buy it. You can find it on a secondhand shop, and like, it's so much more exciting that way. I also think you should look into like community clothing swaps. If any of those happen near you, that can be a great way to just find new pieces that are kind of more unexpected. We can all do it. We can start to wear a little more color. Just add in a little bit more something. Or again, find your signature, whether your signature is like a specific jacket that you wear for years and years and years, or like your favorite style of shoes. I feel like those are the things that really represent people. When I can think of somebody and be like, oh yeah, like that jacket is so them. Like that pair of shorts they've been rocking for a decade. I love it. Yeah, get out there. Get out there, girlies. All right, debunked. Gen Z can, in fact, put clothing on their bodies, and therefore they can dress. It's okay. Is the entire generation the most stylish that's ever existed? No, but has that ever been true for any generation? I know, we don't love generational warfare. We don't love pitting people against each other. We don't love wide, sweeping generalizations about young people because they're always doing everything wrong. Leave them alone. All right, that's it. Stay tuned for future episodes from the vlog channel. Thank you so much. Please, please, please feed the algorithm. Leave a comment. Let me know if you watched this whole thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I can't wait to be posting on this channel more. Okay, thanks. Bye.